Hi, welcome to Bookie. Today we will unlock the book Bowling Alone: The Collapse and Revival of American Community. Before unlocking this book for you, we'd like to ask you to ponder this question. In your free time, would you rather meet, chat with friends, and participate in community activities, or would you rather stay home, watch TV and play video games? According to Putnam's findings, although the economy grew at an unprecedented rate since the 1960s for unknown reasons, the level of American civic engagement in community activities has declined. People gradually distanced themselves from their families, friends, and neighbors. By the end of the 20th century, even the average Americans felt a decline in enthusiasm for social participation. Before that, however, Americans were passionate about community life. They liked to form associations, keep themselves updated with public issues, and participate in civic activities. This was especially true in the 1950s and 1960s, where American community activities thrived and hit their peak. Americans were more engaged in politics than ever before, and the rate of voting participation grew year by year. In fact, over the past 2 centuries, the rise and fall of communities have been a topic of debate and research by many sociologists and politicians. The author of this book, Robert D. Putnam, is one of the most remarkable researchers. Putnam is one of the most distinguished political scientists in modern America. He has been a senior consultant for 3 American presidents, including Bill Clinton, George W. Bush, and Barack Obama. He is also a member of the National Academy of Sciences and has served dean of the John F. Kennedy School of Government. In 2006, Putnam received the Skytte Prize, the world's highest accolade for a political scientist. In 2012, President Barack Obama awarded him the National Humanities Medal for deepening our understanding of community in America. After spending many years focused on continuous research with extensive in-depth data collection and case studies, Putnam compiled this book to discuss the development trend of the American democratic society from the perspective of social capital and community life. The book covers a wide range of disciplines, including political science, sociology, economics, public administration, public policy, and so on. Upon its release, the book received a lot of social attention. It is frequently cited by scholars from all walks of life and has become one of the must-read classics for the study of American civil society. The book uses statistics and case studies to fully evaluate the condition of American civic engagement. Also, it thoroughly and credibly argues that in the second half of the 20th century, the decline of American civic engagement in community activities became a significant trend. Putnam describes such a social change as bowling alone. Next, we will talk about the major points of the book in 4 parts. Part 1: Downward Trends in American Civic Engagement and Social Capital in the Late 20th Century. Part 2: Possible Causes of the Decline of Social Capital. Part 3: Negative Repercussions of the Decline of Social Capital. Part 4: Suggestions for Reviving Social Capital. Let's look at the first part to understand the downward trends in American civic engagement and social capital in the late 20th century. Enthusiastic participation in community life is a long and distinguished tradition in American society. However, starting from the second half of the 20th century, Americans who used to be passionate about group activities and public services were nowhere to be found. More people preferred watching TV by themselves at home or bowling alone, rather than participating in community activities outside their homes or having coffee with their neighbors. According to Putnam, the phenomenon of bowling alone describes how America is gradually losing its social capital. You may be asking, what is social capital? Social capital is not a new term that just appeared recently. In the 20th century, various sociologists and economists explained social capital from various angles. Simply put, social capital is the value that social networks bring. Social capital is an intangible